Yeah, I think just based off regular season, they're a strong defensive team. They play well as a unit defensively, so we're gonna have to do our best to break them down. But I think for now, just recover and get our bodies ready for the next series and worry about those games later.
Do you like that you don't have to travel far for the road game you would play there, or potentially series before?
For sure, yeah, it's always nice, not having to get in a plane and flying that far. It's just an hour and a half bus ride away or whatever it is. So yeah, it's nice not having to travel too far. It's nice having a more local team and for those two ways.
Shane, in a closeout game, when you're the team that's not facing elimination, is it hard to sort of match their intensity? Presumably they're playing with more desperation than you might be. Is that something you guys talked about heading in?
Yeah, we knew they were going to be desperate. Obviously, their backs are against the wall. They got nothing to lose. So we had to match their intensity. We had to match their compete level right from the start, and I feel like we did a great job. I think that goal early really kind of set the tone, and first few shifts really had some good ozone time, and try to match their intensity as best as we can, and just kind of kept that same game plan up throughout the entire game there.
Yeah, like you said, the first period was excellent all around. Driedger made a couple of huge saves in the first period as well. What does that do for the team to see like a special save like that at the start?
Yeah, I mean it's huge. I mean he was rock solid all night. He was definitely on his game tonight, and yeah, it's definitely really comfortable having a guy like that back there. Even if you maybe make a mistake and give him a chance, he's going to be back there. He's going to have him back always. So yeah, it's definitely nice having a goalie that caliber back there saving for you.
And so many of your guys in that locker room have been up with the Kraken during the season. How much is that playing into the playoffs for the Firebirds?
Yeah, it definitely plays a part for sure. I think just bringing that experience of playing at the highest level, playing at the NHL level, and against those guys, and be able to play against the best players in the world, and kind of bring that same intensity, bring that same kind of feeling back here is always huge, always important. Really gonna help us out, and definitely plays a part for sure.
So this year you got the first round bye when winning the division, and now you've got 4 games in. What do you think this team is at right now, and how much more room does it have to grow?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've just gotten better every single game. I think, game by game, period by period, we've just been improving and slowly but surely get to the way and the style that we know we can play, and to the level and the speed and the pace that we know we can play at. And I think just we're just going to keep improving, keep building on these 4 games, and hopefully keep this rolling here.
Congratulations.
Congrats,
man.
Nice one. Great win. Onward.
On to the next.
On to the next.
This guy.
Congrats, man, on advancing to the next round. What did you see from the Firebirds? What did you see from your team? It's kind of a graduation of play throughout this series, and tonight seemed like the most complete game. But throughout the course of the series, what did you see?
Yeah, I think we got better as the series went on, so that's obviously a good thing. I think if you look back, game 1, it's gonna be honest, like 12 days off is pretty hard. The rest is obviously good, but I think that game we weren't our best, and then I don't even know if we were best in our second game, and then we just kind of got better as we got home. It's pretty fun to play in this rink. So the fans are awesome. It definitely helps, and yeah, it's good to finish with our best game, and then be ready for the next round.
You guys did so many things well tonight. Obviously, what were a few things that you thought Firebirds were particularly strong with that maybe from game 1 to tonight really showed?
I think a really big thing was we got to Wolf. We made his life pretty hard. He wasn't seeing a lot of pucks. He's a hell of a goalie, and if you don't get to him and he gets his groove, they're a tough team. They defend well, but I thought as a group we made a good effort to get to him, and that made his life a lot harder, and then made ours a little easier.
Congrats! I thought you had maybe the best game last night, Drees. Some really awesome passing. Want to just also ask you about the next series. What do what are you looking forward to on the next series? Obviously, it's nice to be so to have a team that's not so far you don't have to travel. But what are some other things you're looking forward to?
Yeah, it's pretty fresh. Haven't really started thinking about it yet. But no, they're a good team. It's gonna be a good battle. Be a lot of fun. Like you said, the close rival. I'm sure that both buildings will be packed. So that's the most fun time of the year. And you know, we'll enjoy this one tonight, and then start looking forward to that.
You mentioned how fun it is playing in front of these fans. You have to expect, I imagine, some of the fans will travel. Is that something maybe you thought about, and how much fun would that be?
Yeah, it'd be awesome. We've said it a million times, and we said enough how good our fans are and how fun it is to play in front of them. So when they're traveling the road, I think there's been let's go farther of a chance in Ontario. So hopefully that we get some of those going and build on that.
In closeout games, you had a couple last year. It's sort of a similar situation where you did not close out the team and were extended to another game. Was that a conversation before this game? Like, let's start fast, try to win this one.
Yeah, obviously we try to win it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think last year is last year. I think this is a new group. We're attacking it, in our own way, and we're good to get the win.
And then you're, like Andrew said, you had two particularly beautiful passes on both those goals tonight. Do you get more of a kick out of a great pass that leads to a goal or scoring a goal yourself?
Nah, either one's good.
That's good answer.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
When you talk about this team and the makeup of it, it's different than last year, but is it better than last year?
That's a tough question. I think both teams were good. I like this group. We have a lot of fun. We have a good mix of guys in different spots in their career, and we're all having fun with it. And it's going to take us as long as we can.
How much does it help to have guys that have had NHL experience come back down, especially at playoff time?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I think you get a little bit of confidence. I think you can see it in Ryder. He's busting up the middle of the ice, making plays, and he wins too. And Mo, so when they play with confidence, those three guys are really good and fun to play with.
Ontario is going to play a physical style. Is that something you want to match, or do you want to beat it?
Again, haven't really thought about that series much, but we're gonna do our Firebirds way and just play our game. We'll be fine.
All right, thanks, man. Congrats.
Right,
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Big win.
Off one, sir.
Start with Chris. My first 7 questions are about dogs and dog park, by the way. Now that aside, excellent performance tonight, man. I mean, turning that around from a game that had 12 goals into posting a shutout tonight. You just got to have a short memory, or is there something that you learned over the course of the games preceding this that you were able to implement tonight?
To be honest, sometimes they hit you and sometimes they don't. And over a long enough period of time, it all balances out. So last game, I think they had a couple ones that snuck in, and tonight they weren't sneaking in, and that's kind of the gist of it. I mean, I felt good in there. I've seen pucks. Guys did a heck of a job blocking shots. Obviously, making my job easy, but yeah, I think it's just one of those days. They hit you.
From your perch in the net, what did you see either for yourself or for your teammates' performance graduating through the course of this series? Tonight seemed like the most complete game for sure.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. I got a pretty good seat to watch us do our thing out there. So it's when we get firing on all cylinders, it's I don't know too many teams that can compete with us. Came out flying in the first, and we just shut it down in the second, I thought, and just played aggressive, strong, good defensive hockey in the third. Having 6 minutes with the goalie pulled and to just be able to thwart that is pretty impressive from our group. A lot of huge blocks and just good, smart defensive hockey. So it's just that's a good game from us, and if we can keep playing like that, I think I like our chances.
Devin, I want to ask you, I imagine when you have a goalie that's going for a shutout, especially in the postseason, you guys want to really help him get that. Was that kind of the sense on the bench for you guys?
Yeah, like towards I mean, before the clock hits, 2 minutes, you're still trying to win a game, right? When it gets down to about 2 minutes and we're doing well, and maybe even a minute and a half, then you start thinking about it a bit. You never say it, of course, but you want to dig in for your goalie because he was amazing all night, and he deserved that shutout.
Chris, is there such a thing as sort of like goalie momentum throughout the game? Like when you make great saves in the first period, like you did, does that help you the rest of the game, or is it not like that?
No, I think so. I think there's always like a couple saves or goals in a game that are turning points. If I can come up with saves at the big moments, then usually the guys find a way to get it done. And if I don't, then it makes it a lot harder, obviously. So I think they had a bit of a push in the first, and was able to keep them out. And I mean, I think after that, they did a little bit of zone time in the first, and then after that, we kind of turned it on, and it was bird hockey after that.
And definitely the crowd was appreciative of your performance. They were chanting your name. I don't know if you heard that. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's the first time I've been winning something like that, so it's pretty special. But these fans have been unbelievable since day one. Since I got here, it's really just incredible to see how the town's embraced our team, and to have sellout barns in the playoffs with all the snowbirds gone, with all the Canadians out of town, like it's pretty special, and just the melting pot of fans from different backgrounds. It's pretty awesome to see. So we're very lucky, and we definitely heard them rock it tonight.
Devin, you guys went from just the one goal in game one after the 12-day layoffs. You guys really kind of hit your stride in the last game, and then of course 3 tonight. Do you guys feel like you guys are getting back to playing the fiber hockey you guys were comfortable playing earlier?
Yeah, I'm sure guys have said it before us, but that was definitely our best game of the series, and so that was encouraging to see, with it being an elimination game. We're a confident group, and I thought, all the way through the lineup, we did a really good job closing it out. That being said, it's a brand new, fresh, clean slate now, so we got to rest up and keep it going.
Have you had a chance to think at all about the next series and what you guys are expecting or looking forward to in the next series?
I'm looking forward to the travel for sure. That's a nice little bonus, and yeah, they're cooking right now too. They swept their series, and the temperature will get turned up just a little bit with each round. So we got to reset, but we deserve to be here too, right? So there's no reason why we shouldn't be confident going in, and it should be a great series.
The series, of course, won't start until Wednesday. Do you prefer that break after a series like this, or would rather get right back in?
I think we take the rest. It's part of being a professional, making sure you're staying sharp. We'll take the rest to recharge physically and make sure mentally we're still dialed in with a couple good practices, and look to continue to do well.
You personally, you've had 3 goals in 3 games now. What do you think you can do to continue that run in the next series? I mean, personally,
I think you go in just trying to play well. I don't think you get too hung up on the results. Kind of how Chris was saying earlier, on the other end, sometimes you're doing really good stuff and the puck hits the goalie, and sometimes it goes in. So I think the goal should be to play, do your best to play well, do the little things right, and create chances. If you create enough chances, some of them are going to go in. So it's always nice to see them go in, but just keep sticking to the process.
Devin, is this championship hockey when you guys can adjust the way you did? You came out flying the first period, Then the second period, you kind of played neutral zone hockey. And then the third period, you shut it down.
Yeah, we did a good job at playing with the lead. It's always nice to play with the lead. And there's a lot of belief in this group, and but there's a long way to go right now. We're just try to win on Wednesday. That's what we're focusing on.
Chris, you were on last year to see this. You guys played every minute of every game that you had to get to the end. Now you win 1-4. Is this a different feel this year?
Yeah, I mean, I was just here for the latter half last year, so I didn't get the full experience. But I think it's definitely nice to have a small break here. Got a lot of, I mean, we have a good assortment of guys, but we have a few old, guys that have been around for a while. It's good to get a breather for the legs a little bit and get some good practice minutes with Dan. So yeah, I think it's important to win them decisively, and we don't really want to let teams in and give them hope. So I think this was a solid effort tonight.
You guys had a chance to think of what this means for Southern California hockey. I mean, a series on I-10, 80 miles apart. It's pretty cool that the youngsters here get a chance to see really good professional hockey.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome for. I mean, Driggs and I are both Canadian, so hockey's a bit of a religion back home. So to be this far from home and to have, like you said, this quality of hockey in Southern California, it's awesome to grow the game and to show the people around here that hockey is a great product. So it's an added bonus. I think I would bet you if you ask both teams, like, we're very appreciative, but there's a goal we want to accomplish, and that's the main focus. But it's definitely a very cool thing to be able to grow the game around.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great advance.
Thank you.
Game previous, even after the win, you're still shaking your head a little bit. The game you expected tonight, I have to assume this is more so the Firebirds' performance that you expected at this point of the year.
That was our best game to date in the playoffs, and a little bit more of a normal game. You know, we've had the penalties in the game 2 in the first period, and last game was 7 power plays or 7 penalty kills and 5 power plays, and a little bit of a disjointed game. But tonight was our best 5-on-5, and tonight was our best defensively. Tonight was our best, really offensively as well. And yeah, great to move on. Great to move on. Mm-hmm.
That has to make this a little sweeter. I don't know if that's something you discussed with the team.
I think you can look back to last year too. Like, there's not playoff hockey is you have to ride those emotions of highs and lows, and difficult moments in a game, and wins and losses. And yep, when we went down in the second period in Calgary 2-1, and then we tie it, and then they score again, and we're looking with 7.5 minutes to go in the game, and potentially you're going to go down 0-2. That's why this is the best time of the year to play, because you have those emotional highs and lows, and the team that can stick with it and stay with those highs and lows is usually the team that comes out on top. And we get a huge goal from Potsy in that game and from Max in that game to draw us even. And I've looked at the play a couple of times. Sutter had a chance right in front of our net a minute and a half or 2 minutes into the overtime, that if it lands on his stick, he's got a half empty net, and can't see a way he wouldn't put it in, and somehow it doesn't happen for him. And that's kind of what you get in playoff hockey, and a team that kind of survives that and gets on to the next play, and the next play is the team that usually ends up winning hockey games. And we won that game, and I said it before, I think winning that game was a huge relief for our guys, and one I think we took and moved on in the series and continued to play our best hockey in games 3 and game 4, and culminated tonight. I thought I remiss to say that Chris Drieger was outstanding tonight. I think he was, they did have some chances in the first period, and he was outstanding right to the end. I'm glad he got the shutout. Yeah, really all series long, I think where Calgary has been good is in the offensive zone, and they play with their D real aggressive and a high F3, and they can get some scoring chances that way. And our D were all series long. Cale Fleury played outstanding all 4 games. He was a beast back there for us, and that goes to all our guys as well. Like, I thought, last game we gave them, they got their offense on the power play, but our defense have been playing great for all the series.
confidence with that?
I think his play all season long has given me that confidence. But it was it. You know, you never like to talk about it until after the game's over. But right from the drop of the puck, he was like, I'm super happy he didn't. They didn't get one there late. They had a flurry, and he had to make a quick save there with 6-on-4. But I didn't. It didn't look like from the drop of the puck that anything was going to get by him. Yeah, I think it's kind of built after game two. Like I last game again was a little bit disjointed with how it went down, and they got the power play goals. But I thought game three and game four game four in particular was our best, and that's what it looks like. And I thought Shane Wright played maybe his best game to date tonight. He was flying and skating and defending and scoring and set up the great play to Wentz there in the beginning of the third period. And I could probably go through the lineup with that one because, Jacob Melanson, maybe his best game to date, the way he played tonight. And, again, it's kind of been not going to challenge my memory, but the line of Morrison and Henman and Melanson get us going on the board with Fleury's goal, the forecheck, and Mel was at the net again and again and again, and gets the first one for us. Kind of led the charge for us. What a good coach would say, no. But obviously Ontario won. It already secured it, so I think it's great. We closed this one out tonight in 4, so that we can now start to focus on the next one with Ontario coming on Wednesday. Been asked this question a couple times before about, they're right down the road and a rivalry between the two teams. And rivalries usually don't start until you've played a team in the playoffs. So I guess this one can start now.
Coach, you're also in the entertainment business, and when I look at growing hockey in California, SoCal, and you have SoCal series, have you thought about what that might mean to the youngsters and the fans to really see playoff hockey when you're playing for Pacific Division Championship?
Well, I've most of my hockey playing time was between the two teams of the Ducks and the Kings, and you see how that has grown hockey in Southern California immensely. Certainly Wayne Gretzky has a lot to do with that, but I wasn't a part of the playoff series between the Ducks and the Kings, but they've had a couple in recent history, and you can just to prove it again. Playoff hockey builds rivalries, and there's a big growth of hockey because of that rivalry between the Ducks and the Kings, and let's hope that this one does the same thing.
Your depth is incredible this year. When you send 4 guys up here to visit with us and none of them will learn letters, what does it say?
I'd be remiss to say probably this, 'cause I don't want to slight last year's team at all, but you know, we this team is I guess got some energetic depthness to it with the young players that that we have on our team, Ryan Winterton and Jacob Melanson and Shane Wright, Morrison, it's the continuation of Riker Evans. It's we're got a different little look to our team because of what they've meant to our team, what they've done to our team, what they've proven they are to our team, and that's a super comfortable thing to have as a coach. Like we can get the final result, we can get the the big play from throughout our lineup, and again you saw it again tonight. We get the goal early on from Morrison's line. They make a great play and guys at the net, and late in the game it's Melanson coming up with a big block there, 6-on-5, and gets the big block, and Shane Wright's going out to take the face off on the 6-on-4. So it's a fun thing to see as a coach.
For 2 years, we've talked about the organization, top to bottom, Seattle to Coachella, Seattle. This year, though, you had so many guys play and make a difference at the NHL level. How much is that experience helping you right now in the playoffs?
Well, I think it just you're speaking to the depth of the team and the depth of the organization, and I think it's a super exciting thing to see as a Seattle Kraken fan. It's super exciting to see as a Coachella Valley Firebird fan. Thank you.
Great win.
Thank you.